Hey, Rebecca. Hello. Thank you very much for joining me today. I appreciate you
Hey,
coming.
Elizabeth. Hey, thank you.
Great. So today we're going to talk about, we worked together on a project for an Ayurveda and yoga school, and it was a very successful project. And so we just like to share that as a case study for school directors who may be looking for some fresh ideas or wanting to increase their reach. Um, yeah, so could you
Great.
start off by maybe just giving us some background, like where the school was at before we embarked on the project?
Sure. So I was a marketing manager for the school, and at the time when we started to work on this particular marketing project together, the school was at a transition point. It had existed for actually nearly 20 years, and so had a loyal following, but it was also um, reorienting towards online offerings. This was out of necessity, actually. During COVID, the school was not able to offer in-person programs as it previously had, and so we had to pivot to online offerings and therefore um, assess strategically what was the best way to do that. So we worked together to create a plan to market our Ayurveda trainings online that was actually really effective.
Okay, great. Do you want to maybe share how we started? How did we let people know about the school?
Sure. So what we focused on with marketing our Ayurveda trainings was finding the right person, the right fit, the right kind of student for the type of training we were offering. And so this was a multifaceted approach. We focused on social media campaigns as well as funnel campaigns, so offering lead magnets to prospective students. And the content was oriented around defining who we were as an institution, what distinguished us from a philosophical point of view, from a functional point of view. What's the training about? Why are we doing it? Why are we passionate about it? And how do we deliver it? And how does all of that fit together into a package? How can the prospective student connect with that on those levels? So is this something that I think I can actually do? Do I feel like the teachers know what they're talking about and that I appreciate what they're talking about and I can understand, et cetera, et cetera. So what we did first and foremost was put ourselves in the shoes of the prospective student and asked ourselves, what are they thinking? What do they want to know? What is most important for them to understand so they can make a decision about coming to be a student with us? So we use that as the starting point for our content. So we were creating supportive content that we shared on social media, and also through email marketing, et cetera, in order to answer those questions. And so the most effective way that we did that was actually having our founder and director share her point of view, from this place of her authentic truth. Why did she start this school? Why does she offer it the way that she does? How does she engage with the students? How does the faculty engage with the students, et cetera? So that people could really understand where she was coming from, where the school was coming from, and make an informed decision. So we're looking to engage with people, but also provide information and attract the right kind of person to our school. We wanted to have some resonance between what we offer and the student that's participating in the offering. And so we created content that would facilitate this. It was oriented around not just information, but storytelling, wanting to connect with people on an intellectual level, on an emotional level, on a spiritual level, and understanding that these decisions aren't made quickly a lot of the time. it's a big decision for a lot of people. They're spending a lot of money. They're about to invest a lot of time. They're sacrificing other parts of their life to participate in something. They want to feel like they're making a decision that is going to actually create the outcome that they're desiring. So that was a learning for us, actually, was understanding how long it can take for people to make a decision that's significant in their lives. Um, and so with that in mind, we created a lot of touch points and nurturing content so that people can feel like they're creating a relationship with us before making the decision. Um,
Yeah, I think the content was really, really excellent. And all I wanted to add in there was then from a sort of more technical point of view on the campaign, we made sure that it could reach people by using low-cost ads. And when you use video content, you can do that. And also by making the videos made by the founder, and a certain length, we were able to use it as a filter for creating follow-up audiences, which was very useful. And then we could again use low-cost ads to make sure that the content was getting in front of them, and then supported by the emails. And as you were saying, all of that content we also put into an info session, as I recall. Is that right?
That's right. The low cost ads were excellent actually in the sense that um we knew who was paying attention to us, who was interested in us, and we therefore had the data to follow up with these people and provide them more touch points, more information, et cetera, inspiration. So that was really a fundamental part of the campaign.
Mm.
But the info session, that was a major touch point as well. And that's something that Elizabeth guided us to create in a really effective way. And it wasn't simply an info session, it was really an opportunity to share the why of the school. Why was it created? And from what perspective? And what is the philosophical foundation? And how does it work? So, it's not just this is how much you can expect to study in a week, or these are, have to do this many assignments, et cetera, et cetera. That's actually not really the point. The point is, why are we doing it? Why do you want to do it? And is this something that resonates?
Mm. As well as what are the outcomes for students, which people really increasingly want evidence. And you did bring on students, didn't you, to share their stories and share those stories in the content as well, like different things that graduates had done with their qualifications. Mm.
Yeah, absolutely. The testimonials that we created using the testimonials from previous students were really effective, actually, in illustrating what can be done with this kind of education, and inspiring as well, to see what people were doing afterwards. That was
Yeah,
a great idea.
very much so. Rebecca, can you tell us a little bit about the outcome? What, you know, from pre from the year before when we didn't have the campaign to the year when we implemented the campaign, what were the results for the school?
So the Ayurveda training had existed for about 7 or 8 years, prior to us actually doing a formal campaign, online campaign. And enrollment on average was between 30 to 50 students annually. And so this was the first campaign that we did online that Elizabeth guided us through, that was strategic, that was well thought through, that had this multifaceted approach. And the outcome was amazing. It was thrilling, actually. Um, we generated $400,000 in income from the one campaign. The number of students that enrolled went from, say, 45 roughly on average annually to 149. So that's over 3 times as many students. So it was an incredible outcome for and return on the resources that we put into it. And once you build something once, you can see what works, you can fine tune it, and then it exists. It's something that you can replicate and improve upon annually. So it was already a huge return, but it continued to be this resource that we had that we could continue to use.
Yeah, it was a very good project.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. Rebecca, thank you very much. Is there anything else you'd like to mention? Any maybe a word of encouragement to school directors who are wanting to reach more people to,
I would encourage school directors to really focus on why Ayurveda, why they're inspired to share and teach Ayurveda, why Ayurveda is relevant in today's world, and to speak openly and honestly and um, with clarity about that, to build trust with students that may want to come study with you before inviting them to do so. So moving beyond just providing information is providing connection. And there's incredible tools available to do that, be it through social media, low cost ads, email marketing, live sessions, clarity calls, create some resonance before inviting people to enroll. And that it carries a lot of weight, and it's well worth the time to develop that kind of infrastructure. Yeah.
thank you, that's very useful. I think the only thing I can add really at this stage is that you don't have to wait for, you don't have to sit and wait for students to come and look you up and find you. You can reach out in these ways to find them earlier in their buying process, and let them know that you're there so that they can grow with you. Um, and that way you can increase your reach, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. A
Mm.
proactive approach that's is fairly easy to implement can go such a long way.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine increasing your enrollment by 3 or 4 times,
Yeah.
increasing your
Amazing.
revenue by 3 or 4 times,
Mm.
well worth it.
It was a good partnership, Rebecca. So thank you very much for coming to share it.
And
Any
and yeah,
sorry.
and thank you for all the guidance that you provided us with, because it made all the difference. We went from having no real consistent online presence or strategy to having a well thought out strategy that was responsive, that was iterative. We grew as we went. We reflected. We had data to reflect upon, and we presented ourselves from a place of authenticity, and it really did resonate. So thank you for all of the help that you gave us.
So welcome. It was a real pleasure, Rebecca. Thank you very much.